The second thing God gave the man was work. This is very important. Now we're going to talk about this tonight in a few minutes. Everybody say work. Work. The first place God put man was in his presence. The first thing God gave man was work. The word work is going to be our focus tonight. God gave man work before woman. And work shows up in chapter 2 before the fall. Work is not a curse. First, you need God's presence. And the second thing God gave the man was not a family, not a wife. Work. Everybody say work. Work. Say it loud. Work. Shake the roof. Work. Don't forget that word. The third thing God gave man was, he says, take care of the garden. The word care means to cultivate. Then God told the man to guard the garden. It means to protect. And then the fifth thing God told the man, he says, you keep my commands. Don't touch the tree. Now these important statements are critical. And the last thing God said to man was, the day you eat, you will surely die. Write these down, please. These are very important to every male. Every instruction here was never given to the woman. She wasn't even around when God was talking to this man. The male got 6 instructions. 1, stay in Eden. 2, work. 3, care, cultivate. 4, guard and protect. 5th, command, keep God's commandment. And 6, be responsible. God told Adam, everything is hanging on you. What happens to the human race depends on what happens to the male. What the male does controls the country. This is why the devil is working so hard on the male, even confusing him about his own sexuality. This is why pornography is so strong in the male, to corrupt him. Every advertisement targeted to the male is a woman's naked body or the breast hanging out. Why? The devil is after you, brother. God told Adam, the day you eat, you wipe out the whole family. He placed the weight on the male. Stay with me. We're just getting warmed up. Hang on a second. Write this down. Here's what I want you to remember. Number 1, the male was created first. Everybody say first. First doesn't mean you are better. First means you are responsible for everything that comes after you. It isn't good to be first. Because when you're first, that means you got all the information. That's why God never taught the woman anything. Why? Because the male was made first. He automatically made the male the teacher. Number 2, the first thing God gave the male was image. Why? Because the most important thing a male must have is a self-image. We have an image crisis going on in the male. Number 3, the first place God put the man is in Eden, in his presence. Number 4, the first command God gave the male was to work. And number 5, the second command was to cultivate. Number 6, the third command was to protect. And number 7, the 5th command was to obey my word. Now, all of this is to you and to me, the male. This is our foundational responsibility. Which means that the male must always pursue God's presence first, and always pursue his work first, and always protect everything under his care, cultivate everything under his care, and he has to pursue God's word and obey it all the time. That's a male's priority. And let's break this down a little bit then. What's the key to manhood? The key to manhood is work. Now, I'm going to surprise you because when I did my research on this years ago, it changed my life. And that's why today I'm a proud father and a wonderful husband to a beautiful wife. And she's here with me tonight, actually, out in the lobby, because she can't come in. I always travel with my wife. She's my security guard. The key to manhood is what? Work. Work. That's the first command God gave man. Work. He didn't say pray or worship. Work. He put him in the right atmosphere, and then he says, work. Now, if that's the first command God gave man, then we must study what does he mean by work. The word work is the word ergon. Interesting word, work. And here's what it means. First, it means to become. Secondly, it means to manifest. Thirdly, it means to fulfill. Fourthly, it means to reveal. Sixth, it means to become yourself. In other words, the word work means to discover and become what you were created to be through self-manifestation. This is shocking to me. You've been taught that work is something you do. That's why they fired you. In my new book out there on crisis, I have an entire 2 chapters on the difference between your work and your job. Your work is not your job. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. Your job is your skill. Your work is your gift. Your job, they can fire you from. Your work, they can't touch. You can retire from your job. You can never retire from your work because your work is your gift. And God was telling Adam, work. Look at the meaning of it. Become. This is very important. This word can be used toward, let's say, a seed. If you have a mango seed in your hand, and you say work, you're telling the seed to become a tree with mangoes. That's the meaning of the Hebrew word. Listen to the words in English. Adam, become. Become yourself. That means God has hid in every male an awesome vision he's supposed to become. You are not supposed to go to work. You're supposed to manifest work. Some of you getting it? See, your work is what you are carrying that you were born to bring forth for your generation. That's your work. That's why your job is always temporary. They can fire you from that, but they can't fire you from being yourself. It is important for a male to find his work. Why? It's the first thing God told him. Become yourself. Manifest who you really are. Reveal your true self. The average man has never discovered himself. And that's why the women are confused. Let me take it a little deeper. Can we go a little deeper?